What's up, guys? Scrub King here, back again with another Salamangreat deck profile. Over the weekend, I participated in the Remote Duo Extravaganza, which is kind of like a regional, hosted by Shadow Realm Games, so shout out to them. Great event. Top 64 players got invites. I think it was like a pool of like 300 players or something like that. And I ended up getting 51st place, so not as high as I wanted to do, but I ended up getting the invite to the next round, so pretty excited about that, and I want to show you guys what the deck looks like. Before I get into it, big shout out to obviously Shadow Realm Games. Great event. The judges were amazing. Organizers were great. The event was very smooth. So, thanks a lot. It was also really cool to play Yu-Gi-Oh in my living room. So thanks for that. Also to Team Lit, love you guys. You guys helped me test a lot. Corey, thanks a lot for everything. And then big shout out to Darren, him and I have been kind of theory crafting the deck a lot and going back and forth from things that we agree on and things that we don't agree on. So big shout out to Darren. That really helps me really try to make this deck even better. So let's get right into it. So obviously one Gazelle, only because it's at 1. So come on, Konami, help us out here. 2 Foxy. These are going to be pretty standard. So 2 Spinny, 2 Jack. We play the Desires, so you kind of have to play 2. And plus Hawk Hero still a card. DD Crow starting to see play a little bit. So two of each of the good salads, and then just 1 Gazelle, unfortunately. I do obviously play Falco, and I think this is pretty standard now, but Falco is my favorite Salamangreat. This card is amazing. It helps you really play around Nibiru turn 1 and helps you kind of push through in later turns and protect your Gazelle. So Falco is definitely needed. And I played 1 Foul. I really like this card because it helps you like chain block a lot, because like when they like Bell, your Spinny Engrave, or Meister, your Jack Jaguar effect or something like that, you keep pushing through to the monsters or try to OTK with Foul. And then the second effect, it actually didn't come up in the tournament, but it does come up kind of frequently if you know there's like a set like strike or something, you just want to take care of it. It's pretty cool. So 1 Foul. And I played 3 Lady Debug. So there's like a lot of back and forth on, you could either play Debug or Buffalo or a little bit of a ratio. So in this specific build, I don't have a lot of Cybers monsters. So in testing Buffalo, like I would draw it and I wouldn't have a Cybers to discard. So it was just like a vanilla at that point. And it happened quite frequently because I'm favoring more like trap cards than like Cybers monsters. So it was pretty ass. So I was like, all right, so Debug will kind of be the move. Getting Gazelle. Sometimes I didn't even get Gazelle just because my hand was so broken. It just helps kind of push. And it's, also times a bait. It does lose out to like Gamma and stuff. But that's life. Big thing that I don't play is Parallel Exceed. I think that card is terrible and solid. That's my opinion. Every time I've tested it out, it's bricked my hands more than anything. I would not play Parallel Exceed in solid. So now to the hand trap. So 3 Ash. So Ash is obviously good. I'm only playing at 3 because it's solid. Typically, I probably wouldn't play at 3 just because there's better hand traps right now. But 3 Ash. 3 Nibiru. No surprise here. Main deck. Really good blowout card. But usually like the really, really good players can play around it easily. So sometimes it's kind of dead. So that's where you side it out. But 3 main deck Nibiru. And this is me and Darren kind of went back and forth on this, but I ended up conceded to him. So 3 draw and lock. Obviously it kills Drytron. So there's that. And I ended up going against a Guru Dragoon deck, which actually came up for this as well. So it's pretty good. It depends like what you're trying to play. I'm personally probably going to take these out just because like it was more dead than good for me. Put another hand trapped in. But you can kind of go back and forth. It really is meta dependent as everything is. So, try to check it out and test it out and see what works. But draw was, it was all right. Wasn't the best. All right, now to the spells. Obviously, Sanctuary, you need it. 1 Circle. I don't think this is ever going to come out of 1 just because it's basically like a Rhoda or a better Rhoda. And if Rhoda's at 1, Circle's going to probably stay at 1. So 1 Circle, 2 Will, and then obviously more copies of Circle being Silent Mining. Silent Mining is insane. Pitching a salad to get Gazelle and popping off Gazelle was just amazing. So 3 of that. No surprise there. And then finishing out the spell is just 3 Pot of Desires. So those are pretty standard. The traps, this is where I favored, instead of having Cyberburst, putting more traps. Put in Rivalry. This card is disgusting. Probably one of the best cards over the weekend. It's crazy. Like having Rivalry up and having a Cyberburst on your side of the field, knowing that you can't get Nibiru'd, you just feel so good. And then, it obviously, destroys like Drytron because they play fairies and machines. Destroys virtual worlds because they're playing worms and psychics. The deck also kind of hurts Guru. If they have a dragon, then they can't put Dragoon on board because that's a spellcaster. And some other decks there. But Rivalry is just pretty insane. So I think it was like literally one of the best cards. It saved me so many times. I put in 2 Torrential Tribute. Big shout out to Darren here reminding me that this is a card. So broken. And obviously to go with the Torrential Tributes is 2 strikes. These 2 cards, opening these 2 cards going second is just like, all right. Like they summon anything, they try and negate, you strike, and there you go. They're good. And then I finish it off with just 1 of each of the regular Roar and Rage. We went back and forth quite a lot here. I used to play 2 of each, but then I ended up taking 1 out and just putting the 2 Torrentials, which are more generic and kind of more live in more situations. So it's pretty lit. I'll go to the extra deck now. So standard is the Phalanxes, the 3 Wolves, and the Heat Leo. So that's all standard. Splash Mage. It comes up. It really only came up like once. Like, if this card was a fire, it would be like crazy. But it's not a fire. Konami knows what they're doing. So it's like okay. Like sometimes if your opponent's like low on life, then you can definitely like go for a game. And this card makes, Jack Jaguar 1 card access code. So it's pretty cool, but it's only really came up like once in a tournament. So it's still like a flex spot that you can play around with. And then the package. Update, transcode, access code. This thing's amazing. I stole so many games because of this. And this is what Salad is right now. Just no other way to put it. In the flex spot, I played Borload. I don't really main deck an out to Dragoons, and this is basically the out to Dragoons if I need it. Definitely, it's cuttable. You could play like Zeraboros. You could play Appaloosa. There's many cards you could play. Obviously, because I'm main decking Rivalry, I really didn't go into Borload that much, but it does come up in some certain hands, and it allows you to out Dragoons if they, play, use the negate pretty quickly. For my rank 4, I played number 41, Boguska. A lot of back and forth between this and Dweller. It really depends, to be honest with you. You can play both. I'm only playing 1 because for my last extra deck spot, I'm playing 1 Zeus. This was kind of like, I guess you could say, the spicy tech. I just wanted to try it out. And testing has been really amazing because no one's expecting you to go into a Boguska attack and then put a Zeus on top of it. Usually it steals games. And the second effect, which everyone seems to forget, where, if something's destroyed, you can attach, is amazing. Because you could literally, if you're grinding and your resources are low, and you still have Gazelle in deck or wherever, you can literally put a Gazelle attached to this, and it's basically a way to search Gazelle. So it's pretty insane. It's pretty lit. So that's like the main reason I wanted to play this, because I was like, all right, which way can I get to my best card? And Zeus is one way. So just test it out. It's just one of the techs I tried out, and it was pretty lit. Side deck was like pretty specific to the event. So 3 Lancia. I probably, honestly, I'm like seriously considering just main decking this card because this card is insane. It obviously hits Virtual Worlds. It hits like the Phantom Knights deck. It also hits ABCs, which has basically been showing up lately in the meta a lot. So it's pretty insane. Also kind of like pseudo hits the Invoke deck, Invocation. It's pretty cool and stuff. So I probably would main deck it, or at least try it out. Droplets, the best card. This card it's crazy. Obviously, I don't main deck it out to Dragoon, besides like the Borload. So Droplets is obviously sided. I wish I could main deck it, but the space is really tight, and I'm trying to keep a 40 card deck, obviously, because it's Salad. So, but this card is amazing. So broken, so disgusting. And because we play quite a few traps. This card is very live versus Virtual World. If you discard the trap after VFD activates effect, they really can't Chuche. And after that, their board is pretty useless. I also sided into 2 Meister. This card was like very, very, very weak, in my opinion. I'll probably try to find other ways or other cards to side. Maybe it was just my matchups, but I found it to be very subpar. So I'm definitely considering not siding that in anymore. And then I was super worried about back row. So I put in all the hate for the back row. Lightning Storm, Duster, the 3 Cosmics, and then the reboot. Shout out to Darren for the reboot. Remind me that this card is amazing too. The Dust, I really wanted a way to main deck the Cosmics. I just couldn't find like space really. So I was like so worried about back row. So I like went all out. Reboot is such a good card. This card won me so many games, dude. Like you have no idea. It's pretty intense. Another card that I wish I could play is probably Call By. This is one that we were theorying a lot. Definitely, you know, potential to try to main deck it. You know, there's still optimization needed on the deck, so we'll try to see what else we can do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Definitely going to be, you know, updating the deck profile, especially after the ban list for sure. And we'll see what the rest of the format gives. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.